identify Crucio. I believe Sebastian told us about Crucio before, and then before a quest that we were able to obtain it.
You'll never believe what I've learned.
Is it Avada
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominis. He wouldn't understand.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl.
Good frame.
And don't feel sorry for Ominis. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominis, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominis.
He's
I'll
more
be
like
on my way.
Slytherin's business compared to Hufflepuff business, my friend. Should I be somewhere else?
I am not letting this go.
Ominous. You need to understand. This is for protection. I mean, of course, for the purpose of being the greatest wizard in history, yeah?
Ominis, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
I mean, I will, but I mean, technically he's right though. But the thing is, what if there's a solution? How about if it goes to the wrong turn? Then I will. Yeah, I was sort of like cut ties with him and the book, I suppose, if it's too risky. To sunrise.
You are here. Good.
Is this Mr. Bickle's home?
I believe so. He supposedly has evidence against Harlow. We need to speak with him.
My husband! What will I do?
Are you all right? We're looking for Mr. Bickle.
My husband is dead! He killed him!
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Bickle. Who killed your husband?
Theophilus Harlow! I'm sure of it. He's been threatening my husband for weeks and... Oh, where is my son? Where is Archie?
Oh,
I don't mean to be grim, but could Harlow have taken him?
Archie's satchel is missing, so he may have left on his own. Hopefully he's just gone wandering, as he's prone to do. I hope he wasn't here when Harlow... when my husband...
Do you know which way Archie might have gone?
He has a little hideout in the forest south of here. He never wanders far. But if he witnessed Harlow doing something to his father, I'm afraid to leave, in case he comes back home.
We'll find your son, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. What am I going to do?
but it
Please do not worry, Mrs. Bickle. We will
was
bring
that
Archie
animation,
home.
dude. Somebody you're faking it. No, I was just kidding. I mean,
Where could Archie have gone?
let's go Natsu.
When I took the letter we found to
that's fine.
Officer
I got it.
Singer, she told me about Mr. Bickle.
And
He had been doing the same thing we are, providing Officer Singer with evidence to take down Harlow. I had hoped to speak with him about what he had found, but we were too late.
I see.
What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought her?
She thanked me, but she clearly felt that it was not enough. It is a shame that hippogriffs cannot speak. Your friend Highwing could provide all the evidence against Harlow that we need. We need
Revelio.
something more. This must be little Archie's hideout that Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Archie? Archie Bickle! He would not have done this to his own hideout. Someone came here looking for him. Revelio may be our only hope of finding out which way he went. There! Archie's footprints. He went this way.
Let's follow it.
I thought we would have found Archie by now.
I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed.
Sure.
If it is Harlow that's pursuing him, I only hope you're right.
Yeah.
Men like Harlow would not think twice
keep
about
going.
killing a child.
Revelio.
We must find Archie quickly.
Oh yeah. It could be that far.
Prepare for a fight.
Not so stand. Not saying stand back.
Confringo.
You don't want to watch this.
Expelliarmus. Arresto Expelliarmus.
I hope Archie didn't cross paths with that wolf pack.
I wish you didn't see that.
We should look.
Revelio.
What's this? Go back.
Archie's satchel. Why would he leave it behind?
He was likely running from Harlow, distracted.
The show stops here.
This may be a good time for Revelio again. Archie went this way. I have a bad feeling about this.
Same.
Harlow must have a reason for pursuing Archie.
I wonder what Archie saw. I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father.
He would never overcome it. At least not in any way I can imagine. A fork in the road. We will need Revelio again.
Revelio.
Multiple sets of footprints. Oh,
This is way more than one
Harlow
people.
caught up to him here. This is not good.
Yep.
They went this way.
What Testro? Wait.
Thestrals.
Levioso.
Beautiful, are they not?
You can see Thestrals too.
I witnessed death when I was 9. Saw my first Thestral shortly thereafter. I found comfort in it. I still
different.
do.
Let's do this.
I think those of us who have witnessed death deserve some comfort.
Got him.
I'm sorry you experienced something like that at so young an age.
I was with my father when my mother was away, and I felt quite helpless. It was a long time ago in some ways,
Revelio.
but in other ways, it seems like it was only yesterday. I still see him so clearly.
You must miss him.
My father was a wonderful man. Let us keep moving. We must find Archie. Hush now.
Taking in children now.
Revelio.
Better not be expected to feed him.
It is as I feared. They have Archie. Be on your guard. There can be no mistake.
Three dark wizards.
Afraid to face.
Come on. Oh, you two are chicken. We're here, boy. Stand down. Oh, you get too short, my man. Take that. I want to see you cook to a crisp. Oh, he just wait.
They
These
got
what he
what
just.
they deserved.
Oh, damn. That's a painful death. Wait, what? It's a dungeon in a tent.
I understand.
Don't think he saw it happen, do you? He's just a child. We should...
Totalis. Revelio. Totalis.
Sure, there's something there.
Can someone help me? Is anybody there?
Revelio.
Help! Can someone help me? Is anyone... Please, I need your help.
Quiet.
Archie. Archie Bickle.
How do you know who I am?
Your mother sent us to find you.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Not too loud, Archie.
Sorry.
We need to get this open. Aloha Mora.
Go lightly. Be as a shadow.
A man called Harlow. He killed my father.
We're so sorry, Archie. We won't let him get away with it. But first we need to get you home to your mother.
Thank you for saving me.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Archie. Now let's get you home. We know a safe way back.
Oh, Archie, you're here! Oh, you're...
Revelio!
Mother! Oh, Mother! Father's friends are in danger. People who took me talking about them.
Which friends, darling?
Mr. and Mrs. Rabe. Mr. Filbert. And I think they also said Otto's name.
I shall speak with them. You run inside.
Yes, Mother.
Your husband's friends may be in danger.
Just as he was.
How can we help?
You've done enough. My husband was a powerful wizard and couldn't defeat Harlow. The last thing we need is that monster coming after you.
He's right after us.
It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us.
Then you needn't anger him further. I assure you, the threat could be a lot worse. Please, please keep your distance.
I'm sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing Archie home. I can never repay the two of you for your kindness.
Not to worry, Mrs. Bickle. My father used to say that rain does not fall on one roof alone. We are here to help each other.
Yeah.
I must learn more about Mr. Bickle's friends and why Harlow is after them. You'll be hearing from me as soon as I know something.
Alright, unlock this.
Aloha Mora.
Yes, it is. It is indeed. Oh,
Perhaps a hybrid.
you're up late,
Bouncing tentacular.
Professor.
I've finished the activities you assigned me, Professor Garlick.
Wonderful.
You better bet on
I
it.
hope you gained
I
a
worked this
greater
assignment
appreciation
until
for
late
the
night.
flora in our
No
lives.
cap.
I am
That's the truth anyways.
forever enraptured by it.
I worked this all
Just
night.
yesterday, I spent hours pruning my self-fertilizing shrubs and flutterby bushes. Didn't realize how long I'd been at it until the sun began to set.
Oh, see.
Well, if there's one thing I love to see more than my plants thriving, it's one of my students doing the same. Now, ready to learn flipendo?
Yep.
Chin up, keep a light grip, and it's all in the wrist. Let's see you give it a go.
Flipendo.
You will want to focus with this spell. Nothing as mortifying as knocking back a colleague when all you wanted to do was move a few
Easy said
parts.
than done. I already did it. I already did it even before you finished talking.
Wonderfully done.
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time?
The plants are resting, so now's as good a time as any.
I was wondering, what made you want to teach herbology?
How lovely of you to ask. I've always had an affinity for greenery, so this situation is a bit of a dream come true.
Can I tell that the way they
After
dress?
graduation, I was thrilled to be asked to step in for my old herbology professor. He'd had a slight accident, you see.
Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you.
Well, he never cared, really cared for the plants, and they could sense it. Oh, you'd be surprised how perceptive a plant can be. At any rate, the trouble began one day when he cut into a wigan tree.
That's a weird
Unfortunately for him, its leaves were hiding a bowtruckle. You may recall the marvelous creatures that resemble a twig. The little beast gouged the professor's eyes quite fiercely, but terrifying, I'd imagine. Likely for the professor, too.
And that's when you took over as the herbology professor.
Well, not quite. After 3 weeks at St. Mungo's, my predecessor regained a tiny bit of his eyesight. He insisted on returning to the greenhouse. Within a week, he claims by accident, kicked a Chinese chomping cabbage. So it was back to St. Mungo's for him.
Lol. That's almost comical.
A fair bit of bad luck there, I'd say.
Well, I felt awful for him, but I dare say I felt a bit more sympathy for the cabbage.
Oh.
Upon his discharge from the hospital, his indifference to plants had turned to utter disdain. He lost what little patience he had left with a particularly temperamental venomous tentacula and, well, his resulting leave of absence continues to this day.
Yeah.
I'm glad everything worked out as it did and that you're the herbology professor now.
Very kind of you to say. I do
Yes,
love
Professor.
these gardens and helping my students grow. Lovely speaking with you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and remember, be kind to your Wigan trees.
Wigan trees. Thank you. So we have the flipendo. Where's flipendo? This one. Flips objects and enemies up. Oh, it is excellent for setting up and standard juggles. It's a way to flip objects instantly. Is useful. This is for solving the puzzle, the cube just now, that I was stuck at the camp. This was the thing that I'm missing. It's, I think we need Lumos to Lumos. Let's try this.
Flipendo! Incendio! Repulsor! Expelliarmus! Arresto Momentum! Levioso! Defendo! Glacius! Confringo! Crucio!
Crucial to combat, nice.
Accio! Glacius!
Easy.
Confringo!
Wait,
Expelliarmus! Defendo! Levioso! Arresto Momentum!
wait for who now? Oh, Poppy, yeah. Poppy.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have
no
anything
surprise.
to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
Yes.
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What are your plans?
But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntown Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly.
Let's save all
Poachers
the
spoke of
creatures
this
that they
area,
have
and
captured,
I thought if we
suppose.
searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Sounds good.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
We're a student of Hogwarts. We are always
This way.
trying to get into trouble. Anyways. Right? What could possibly happen to the student of Hogwarts, man? What could possibly happen during the new season of school, you know? Every year. There's always trouble comes. And we are happy and delighted
A centaur.
for it.
Tread carefully.
Oh shit. Do we have to
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
that's a
Please,
good
we don't
statement.
want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Exactly.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here,
That's not
in
us.
league with the poachers?
That's not us, man.
We aren't involved with them.
Yeah.
If anything, we want to
students.
see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
Okay. Don't worry. We're your ally, man.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind,
Really?
and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do
Yeah.
with poachers?
As though like we're just
I
like a
did
poacher, man.
notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious.
I guess so. What's that? Should we help you?
That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too.
Oh.
It's almost like there's something in the water.
Something in the water. Please don't do it. Please don't scare me. This reminds me of the Lord of the Rings, you know. The octopus thingy that guards the
This is odd.
What is it?
what's it called?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
The mines, I think? No. Social signs of poachers.
Revelio.
Aha.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left?
Perhaps a
Pelt.
monster?
Poor, still smoking. They can't have been gone long.
What's this?
This is goblin metal.
Oh, goblin.
Seems out of place in a poacher camp.
Why is it so big?
I should tell Poppy about it.
What could a goblin possibly fit there? Wait, why did I drink that? That's like so bullshit. Poachers, food and drinks, yucks.
Anything interesting?
Found some goblin gauntlets or some shit, man. Don't know why they fit there.
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here.
Merlin?
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Let's see. Let's go
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
It's me.
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
Yep. Hey, I know this level. This is where
Because I'm a poacher doesn't mean I'm this.
you watch this game trailer. Yeah.
We had
this
a
mission.
Nezor at our
We're
house.
playing this mission.
I wept when he died. Ah, hair like silk he had.
But the thing different about this is that we have a different side character though. We have Poppy with us. I remember seeing the trailer. It was with Natsai, right? From Gryffindor. Maybe because Natsai is maybe the person was using Gryffindor too, right? His house. So maybe it kind of aligned with the same houses, which Poppy is for Hufflepuff, and then Sebastian maybe for Slytherin. Ravenclaw maybe. I don't know Ravenclaw. What the Indian fella maybe? The Shakhtar or something? His name? Maybe that one? Probably this mission ties with their partner. Oh shit. Probably die there. I mean, give you a brutal death compared to your
You
companions.
think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself? What is going on here?
Only one way to find out.
What's... Wait,
Revelio.
another? No one? I didn't kill everyone. What a... Such noob wizards. I'm way better than them. Imagine getting destroyed by the student. Holy shit, man. Can you believe that, Poppy? Holy...
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. A more hushed image is likely wise.
Something's not right here. Don't know what is Totalis.
What do we have here?
Revelio.
So anyway, I suppose.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round? Well, I'm thinking. Will they join us?
Ah, they say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say,
Mr. Does such arrogance.
running home. Shall we finish? No one. Back for more.
Expelliarmus!
Oh, see that?
What I wouldn't give to be a Devaguise right now.
It's too noisy now for that, I suppose.
Revelio.
What is this? Dragons?
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we?
Yep. Let's take them down. I like your idea, Paula.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Eek.
Hello, Hamora.
Nice.
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Careful! Ramrock will want his dragon intact. It's not yourself. Don't think you'll get it out of here.
Arrest those momentum. Expelliarmus.
Yes, they want to buy off.
Defendo.
Let me outside. Hold still. Let me outside.
Arrest those momentum. Expelliarmus.
What is it? Oh shit.
You're the one we're looking for, and
you brought a friend.
One less human to worry about.
Take that.
Defender. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Arresto momentum. Flipendo.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Yep.
Defender. Confringo.
Aim for the ring at the front of her restraints.
Glacius. Expelliarmus. Defender. Flipendo. Incendio. Flipendo. Depulso. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Arresto momentum. Defender. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Defendo. Confringo. Accio.
Rage boom. Hope the dragon doesn't fight us instead.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Kill the dragon. Think now is the time to get out of here. He's gonna
Incendio.
fly. Whatever. Copy, we gotta get out of here now.
This way.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
Oh yeah. Should we give it back?
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Should we do it?
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
True.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Yes. It's called flying techniques, but I'm actually gifted in this. I'm ready for breach.
I'd say that was acceptable.
It's more than acceptable.
Now that's more like it. Brilliant. Oh, oh!
Oh, we have plenty of time. 20 seconds to spare.
That wasn't too bad.
Now what? Let me hear what she's gonna say. I'm listening. I'm reading. I can say.
You've improved, I must admit.
Improved.
That was a bloody good run.
I
Be
believe.
careful. Earn a reputation for talent around here, and some people get put out about it.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yes, well, I am. Anyway, you didn't do abysmally. I can't deny that. But you'll not have the same luck on the South Coast course.
Sure, buddy.
You said your reputation for talent put some people out. Like whom?
You?
If you must know, I've had to deal with jealousy from members of my own house. When we were first years, Nerida Roberts and I spent loads of time on our brooms, pledged to fly every day. As my skill on a broom grew, rapidly I might add, Nerida suddenly didn't have time for flying practice. I tried to give her pointers, but she didn't have the natural ability I did. Clearly, she was jealous. Poor thing spends all her time now dawdling by the lake, obsessed with merpeople. Won't even learn to swim. I refuse to downplay my talents to coddle someone else's fragile ego. Anyway, I need to ready the next course. Stop by when it's ready, if you can handle it.
Of course I can.
We'll see, won't we? Till next time.
I half expected you to back down. Rest on your laurels. See you at the South Coast trial, if you don't lose your nerve. To race this course again, visit the podium with the leaderboard, where you can start the race and check your time.
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an arrow telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you, and she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Randrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
Sure. Who's that? Oh, my host team. Saw that. I suppose.
Revelio.
Wait, why did I press complete?